May, books and cleverness. God, that was ridiculous. Guys, come on. We're in 2017. I really don't think I have to tell you by now that we need to read books. We have to read. We have to take in the written word and not just take it for granted, but actually absorb it and learn from it. I still have a really hard time believing that there are still people today who don't like to read. I mean, I don't get it. What's wrong with you people? Do you have any idea how important reading is? How many doors that reading a book can open for you? If you're someone who doesn't like to read, you're pretty much not worth anything at all. You shouldn't even be a member of society. You're not even a human being to me. And there are always so many dumb excuses like, I'm too tired. I'm too lazy. I don't have money. I don't have patience. I can just watch the movie. Out of all of those there's one that I'm going to want to give special attention to, which is laziness. If you're a person who's lazy, okay, I get it. Sometimes there are days when I'm lazy too. I don't want to really do anything. I don't even want to get out of bed. But if you're so lazy that you get to the point of not wanting to read a book because of your laziness, you really don't deserve to be alive. You're not contributing anything at all to the world around you, honestly. And really, when it comes to people who, to me, are deadbeats, you know, I mean, the worst kind that there is someone who doesn't like to read. I actually know people who do give those examples, give those excuses that I gave examples of, and I actually have to, you know, sort of interact with them against my will. I actually lost friends over this. I mean, I used to have friends who didn't like to read, and I just couldn't be in the same room with them for too long, you know? So I just stopped talking to them. Guys, there are books for everyone. I mean, fantasy, sci-fi, fiction, non-fiction, horror, drama, action, romance, you know, autobiographies or regular biographies, everything, you know. And me personally, I've been reading ever since I was young, you know. I think that the most important thing that I learned how to do after walking was reading, and I've been reading ever since I was I think maybe 5 or 6 I started reading, maybe even younger than that. And the thing is, as the years went by and I started getting older, of course my taste in books started getting more mature, let's say. When I was really young, my first set of books that I read were the Magic Treehouse series by Mary Pope Osborne, which at the time I really loved, you know. It was just like the author that I watched, the author that I, you know, read his books of as I was growing up. And as time went by, I started getting into more varied things, like, for example, Harry Potter, which is by J.K. Rowling, which is actually does somehow remind me of Magic Treehouse just because of the stature of it all, you know, the creativity behind the stories being written. And books like The Hunger Games, Maze Runner, Percy Jackson, more of those modern takes on our literature today are really good to read also, you know. As you can probably tell, I really love fantasy novels, you know, they're just my favorite. Moby Dick is one of my most favorite books ever to this day. And my favorite author ever, I really like authors like Edgar Allan Poe, R.L. Stine, and this other horror author whose name I forgot. I'm sorry. But my favorite author of all time is Stephen King. You know, he writes books that are just really suspenseful and almost scary. They're literally thrilling. They actually frighten you, and they're really, really good to read, especially at night. Many of his books have been adapted into movies. I think the most famous example is The Shining, you know, and it's just a really good movie based off of a really great book. So if you're someone who doesn't like to read because you're too lazy to, seriously, fuck you. No one gives a shit about you. You're just not worth anything at all, okay? Just like evaporate or something, all right? Just die. You're really not contributing anything to society in general as a whole. You're just a really crappy individual with a crappy existence and crappy taste and pretty much a whole crappy, well, everything. So guys, that's it. That's my rant for today. It was short, sweet, and to the point, you know. Please, everyone, please read books, okay? It may not seem like it, but reading books really can help you, okay? It actually may just be the difference between you getting into a good college or not getting into one at all, finding a good job or not finding one at all, okay? And even interacting with people around you, okay? The more you read books, the more intelligent you become, and the more intellectual you are, and the better you'll have a chance of interacting with people around you of equal intelligence, okay? You can make a lot of really great friends, join book clubs, debate about the books on forums, but please don't ever stop reading books, and don't ever be too lazy to read a book, okay? For the love of God. This is Igor Chesterfield signing out for now. Subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and please, as soon as you're done watching this video, go read a damn book.